This is a News 3 Now special report.
And thanks for watching this special report from Channel 3000.
As part of our commitment to covering the virus in a fact-based way, we wanted to put today's headlines in one place so you can get caught up. President Trump has addressed the nation to discuss how the federal government is responding to the pandemic. There are now at least 4,100 confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S., with 71 deaths. President Trump announced new guidelines this afternoon for every American to follow over the next 15 days. He is asking people to avoid groups of more than 10 people and avoid bars and restaurants. The president also participated in a video conference with governors nationwide, including Wisconsin Governor Evers, as some states raise concerns about a lack of emergency supplies and protective gear for those on the front lines.
We're waiting to hear how Governor Evers will respond to the president's new guidelines. Before the address, the governor banned all gatherings of 50 people or more throughout the state, but he hasn't closed bars and restaurants, unlike in neighboring states of Michigan, Illinois, and Minnesota. Now, the number of positive coronavirus cases continues to climb, up 13 in the state from yesterday. That brings our total number of cases here to 47, and 46 of those are active. 10 of those cases are here in Dane County. The county with the most now is Milwaukee County. We're told several patients are in critical condition and hospitalized, but many of the total overall cases have minimal symptoms. 504 tests, in fact, have come back negative. Officials did say they are likely seeing the start of community spread of the virus.
The State Emergency Operations Center has moved to level 1, its highest level. An administrator with the State Emergency Management Team said this is reserved for getting all state agencies and local leaders together. It's an effort to get the right people in one place to best handle the emergency. Officials there are still using best practices for keeping everyone hard at work safe. That includes social distancing, frequent hand washing, and disinfecting. The international scientific community is racing to find a vaccine and a treatment for the coronavirus. An experimental coronavirus vaccine was administered to a human test subject in Seattle today. The fast-track research is one of dozens of projects underway around the world as scientists frantically search for a way to contain and prevent the deadly virus. But despite the early progress, public health officials say it will take at least a year for a potential vaccine to be approved for use.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he is closing his country's borders to anyone not a citizen or a permanent resident or an American amid the coronavirus pandemic. Trudeau announced that move today outside his residence, where he is self-isolating after his wife tested positive for the novel coronavirus. He also asked Canadians to stay home as much as possible amid the pandemic. The governor and other election leaders are urging absentee voting now, evaluating if the April 7th primary election needs to be pushed back. The Dane County Clerk encouraging voters to act now. Wednesday at midnight is the deadline to register to vote by mail or online if you're not planning to do so in person at the polls. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is Thursday, April 2nd, but you are asked to act before the deadline due to possible delays in mail delivery. To register to vote and request an absentee ballot, go to myvote.wi.org.
A court in Ohio has granted a request to move the state's primary election until June 2nd. It was slated to happen tomorrow. The order found that irreparable harm would occur if voters were asked to travel to polling places. Ohio now joins Louisiana, Georgia, and Kentucky as states that have moved presidential primaries. Verona-based Badger Prairie Needs Network has discontinued its free community meals through at least April. The organization's executive director says between 130 and 150 people come to the popular meal on Saturdays, and several dozen more come to shop at the food pantry. They say most meal guests are seniors who are at a higher risk. To make sure those in need still have access to food, volunteers are preparing boxes and bags for drive-up food pantry distribution starting at noon on Thursday.
With the changes over the weekend and closure of schools, we had to make the call to change the way we do business, as well as many of our working parents needed to be home with the children. So a way that we can continue to serve the emergency food needs of our community is to do drive-up service. So that's what we've decided to do, and we're using these couple of days to transition to that process.
Badger Prairie Needs Network is also placing items on racks outside their front door and encouraging people to take only what they need. They're located on East Verona Avenue and Old PB. Shortages
of some products at area grocery stores continue. It started with wipes, hand sanitizer. Now milk refrigerators in some stores are looking pretty picked over. Some stores are even limiting the amount of milk you can buy. Farm Director Pam Yankee told our Mark Kane on News 3 Now at noon the problem is not at the farm.
There is no supply shortage of milk, that's for sure. National Milk Producers Federation came out with more information today, having talked with grocery stores and distributors. They say in some instances, it might be that people are staying home to try to protect themselves. That could include the drivers on those routes. But there's absolutely plenty of milk out there.
Pam says it may also take stores some time to restock coolers, but she emphasized the farmers are working hard to keep that milk flowing. Thanks for watching this News 3 Now special report. We'll keep you updated at Channel 3000 and News 3 Now.